Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Denfo, and let's talk about what just happened here. Orlando versus Racing Louisville. Another disappointing loss, but not as bad as Carolina. I mean, we did have. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. First off, this was by far not our top squad. We had so many injuries out. I mean, we had not injuries, we had players in general out. So we had Hannah Anderson, which affects our defense, of course. Martha with that bad injury that she got last game. Possible concussion. We still don't know. Obviously, it's a head injury. I don't know how serious it is. Haley McCutcheon, she's played every single game for us. I mean, I don't remember the last time she missed a game. She's so important to the squad. We still have Nander out. She's probably going to be out the whole year. Oyane also, another great force for us. She's been playing really good, and she was down. And of course, Barbara Banda was on international, and Viviana's still out. I don't think she's going to play all year either. So, though this was an injured squad. But even with that, I'll say I was extremely, extremely proud of the squad because they gave it all. I wanted to complain. I wanted to say there's something wrong, what's going on, but no. Every single member of that squad gave it all. Were some of them outplayed? Yes. Were some of them, just outmuscled? Yes. You have uh almost fully functional Racing Louisville squad, and they're ready. Their full squad gives our full squad a battle. This was us with a lot of big injuries and still fought them pretty well. The goals were, yeah, they scored three, almost fourth goal with one of them being called back. But I think if we completed more passes and if we focused a little bit more on control in the offensive line than forcing the ball and trying to get a quick score each time, I think would have made a big difference. But those are minor things. Um, I'll give it up to everybody. I mean, if we kept the possession, the game would have been different. That I believe. And also, I don't know what's going on. I understand that these are not players that normally play with each other. They probably just play against each other on practice because it's kind of like the reserve squad versus the main squad in most cases, and there wasn't a connection there. But there was a lot of passes on offense where our player had to go back for the ball. There was a connection error there between some of the players. And that's the main issue, I think. Okay, so this is the starting squad. Very, very different from what we mostly have. We Payne started, Jackson started, you know, Doyle rotates sometimes. She starts, sometimes she doesn't. She was starting in this game. And you can see we're missing star power there. But we got a lot of heart, and the girls have definitely proved it. There was talking about like those passing issues. Ovi played her heart out. She was fighting for every single ball. I mean, most of them were, but she's a class act. She's able to out dribble people, and she did that. She was taking on two, three players at a time, but every single time she tried to put it in for Jackson or for Doyle, it was kind of like behind them or place. Same thing around Like the three of them just couldn't connect correctly. There was always some kind of missed pass. It was either uh, too quick or too slow. So and then they had to slow down and lose the momentum on the attack. Uh, the only thing I gotta say also is that our midfield was taken out of the game. So Louisville, they pressed us a lot when we're coming out with the ball. Our defense made a lot of mistakes with the ball because they were pressed. And that is the issue that I'm having right now with the defensive end. We need to be able to bring that ball forward, and that might mean, the midfielders pulling back a little bit more. Maybe Morehouse just has to get involved a little bit more in the passing game. Something's going to happen there because when they press us, we lose control of the ball and just try to send it forward and make silly mistakes. That happened several times in this game. Like I said in the previous video, Racing Louisville is not a possession team. And their past 4 games, including the Orlando one. So they won 3 out of their 4. And they had 48% possession against Orlando. They had 36 against Angel City, 37 against Chicago. Those were both wins. And then their only other loss was against Kansas City, where they got beat pretty bad, 5-1. They had 43% possession in that game, but it's because, Kansas City had such a lead that let them play. They kind of pulled up their defense and kind of held back. I mean, they had to press the score. It was 5-1. They had no choice. So, but they like to play a defensive game mostly, but we couldn't get our offense passing game going. It was like every time we go on offense, it was more, let's try to get that early score. Let's get that quick score. Instead of, let's get over here. Okay, we're on offense. Let's control the ball, control the pace, and find the openings, wait for them to be opening. But I understand why that didn't happen because there was a problem with the passing. But everybody gave their hearts out on the field. I can't really complain. Chavochi playing as a right back was surprising. And she actually had some really decent scoring goals, but once again, she was just off by like an inch or, a few inches. Like, if she touched the ball, it would have gone in a few times. And of course, we had Jackson pound off the top. I mean, we had good shots. It's just, one thing the team constantly proves is that they do have heart. And that's what I love about this team. They went in there fighting. They went in there injured but fighting. They fought hard. Was there some decisions made, especially in the coaching, that threw me off? Yes. But it ended up paying off. Like one of the things I thought was when Matthews and Luana went in. I was like, that's an odd choice. I know Gabby Nunez has no time with us, but we really needed to press offensively. And I was like, we're putting like a defensive midfielder and a midfielder in there. It's odd. But Matthews, I gotta give you props. I mean, I did not see that coming. She fought hard. Her crossing was amazing. She attacked really well. She pressed. I mean, that's a pretty good pickup for us there. Give her some time, and she could be a real threat with her height, with her strength, with her ability to cross, with her ability to even shoot. I mean, she's pretty. She played well that game. She showed that she definitely has some potential. Luana fought hard as well, and of course, Abello. I mean, what can you say about Abello? She, even in her interview, I mean, she gave props to the team. Exactly what she said made perfect sense there. The team fought hard. They It would have been nice if they controlled the game like they did in the last 20 minutes. If that was from the base of the game, if they started that way, that would have made a big difference. But Bello definitely showed that she's also captain material. She took control of the game. She talked. You always see her talking to the players. When something happens, she stops. Let's talk. Let's see what's going on. Let's set up, the next steps, and let's go. So, no matter what goes forward right now, I'm really proud of this team. I do think it was we do have to work a lot in the passing, of course. We have to be able to not kill the momentum on pass, put it in front of them. I don't know if it's miscommunication with the actual players themselves because they don't play that well together. They don't play that often together. Excuse me. But you know, maybe we need to kind of talk to each other a little bit more. Say, I don't know what goes on backstage. Maybe this happens all the time. They do this and just didn't make a difference. But maybe ask like, hey, where would you like the ball? Where's the best place for you? If you had a choice of where you wanted it, what's your, you know, how can I put the ball for you where it gives us the best chance for you to do what you got to do in that position with the ball? And of course, I mean, I can't say there was one player that didn't give it. Everybody, literally, I know I said it several times, but everybody fought their ass off in this game. So the only thing is, I don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but I don't know if Rafa is in her top shape anymore. She can't keep up with the growing speed on the attackers. The league has upgraded, the league has changed. So we need to get Rafa some help. She needs to have somebody behind her at all times, or she needs to be behind. She needs to be the cover. If she's gonna start, it's fine. I also think that we need to put the midfield a little bit more, put more players in midfield. Let's control the midfield. If we're struggling to have control the midfield, because normally our setup is a 4-3-3. Most teams have about 3 to 4 players in the midfield. So we're either at the exact numbers or outnumbered in the midfield, and I think that hurts us a lot. I still think we need to do some kind of formation where we put, 5 to 6 players somewhere in the midfield. I still think something. I know I talked about the last video and people disagreed with me. That's the whole point of it. I want disagreement. I want talk. I want to be able to discuss. So I still think something like a 3-2-4-1 would be great for this team, because that pretty much puts about 6 players that can control the midfield. We're outnumbering every team in the midfield, and we still can press for the attack. I think we struggle to get the ball there, and usually we end up losing the ball either in somewhere in the midfield. That's usually what happens. So we need to find ways to control the midfield a little bit more. And also that press attack, we need to wait to get bodies into the area. A lot of our attacks is get in there, cross the ball, and there's nobody there to receive it. We have one player on there against 2 or 3 defenders, and unless you put it perfectly, you're not going to get that. And most of our crosses are going directly to the goalkeepers anyway. So I want to see something different there. And I also, a lot of people asked for it. I defended it before. But I think after 8 goals in 2 games, maybe Morehouse should take a seat. Relax a little bit. Get your mind back together. 8 goals in two games can really do something to somebody. So, and also I want to see more of a sweeper keeper. Somebody that, I don't know, Marche. I don't know Martin. I don't know what type of players they are. I only see what we put on the field. They haven't been on the field. I haven't watched Marche when she was in Fort Lauderdale. I didn't watch the USL at that time, so I'm not sure. I should probably go back and look at those clips. Probably be a good idea. But we need somebody who'll come off a little bit more, attack the ball a little bit more, instead of just staying back. The staying back is not working. Our defense is struggling, so we need to put somebody over there who's a little more active. So maybe, it's about time. Give Morehouse a break. Sit her down. Other than that, you know, good and bad news. Zambia got eliminated early. I sucks for Banda, but it's a good thing for us. We get her a little bit earlier. She might be ready as early as next game against Portland, and we'll need her. Speaking of next games, we've got a really tough schedule coming up. Really tough. So, first we're going against Portland, at Portland. And Portland just did an amazing game this week. They scored, was it 5 goals? Of course, I'll talk a little bit about, a little bit more about Portland in the next video, but top 5 team, they're up there, they're fighting. Right after that, we've got Washington and Washington. Another really, really strong team. First, second place team, always fighting at the top, and they're really tough at home. Third, Utah Royals. The team that nobody expected to be this good. Talk about a team that I don't think anybody saw. Yeah, if you ask anybody in the beginning of the season, where do you think the Utah Royals going to be? Maybe mid-table, maybe the lower mid-table, but no, they exploded and they've been dominating. So, got 3 really tough games. They'll be home, so since we're going to face a very, very tough match there, let's bring the crowd again. Let's bring the 12th man. Let's show our team they leave the heart on the field. Let's leave it there with them. Win, lose, draw, let's push it. Now, I don't know how strikes in YouTube works or not. Too small channel to bother, I guess. So I wanted to actually take a moment and do something that, let's enjoy what happened here. How great this was. Look at Matthew's cross. Look how good she is at crossing this ball. And then, of course, Abello. Look what class that girl has. Look what class she is. I mean, we need one thing that I keep on constantly saying. Let's take more shots off the back. Let's take more shots. Let's. A lot of teams that they keep on doing is not allowing us to get into the area, get in. So, look how beautiful that is. Can't wait until Abello's 100% and starts every game because we need more of this. Like something like that needs to be applauded, jeez. We keep on getting shots like that. We're gonna be a real threat. If not this for the rest of the season, definitely next season. And we had 2 tough seasons. We had one where we lost Banda for most of the season. And now we have a season where we're plagued with injuries again. But once we get our full squad healthy over there, we are a threat. We are one of the top teams. Can we get more help? Sure, why not? I mean, let's bring in some top players, top squads. I mean, I'm glad that we brought in Gabby to help us at the very least. I know she signed till the end of the year, and I think that's a perfect contract because that's going to show that we need somebody to help us now. So I was surprised that she wasn't put into this game, to be honest. because I thought, let's throw the wild horse out there, see, what she can bring, neither one of the teams really knew what to expect from her. Hopefully she was going to be, like the threat that nobody prepared for, but didn't put her in there. But now that she's going to get some more practice time, and I'm not sure when Banda flies in, but if she gets a little bit of time playing with Banda and those two get used to each other, I mean, that's going to be a huge offensive threat, at least at the end of the year. And it's good because, she is already a veteran. She knows what to do on the field. And if she proves herself to the end of the season, then could talk about extended contract, maybe 1-2 years max, maybe. But you know, I like the short term contract with her. I like that we brought into a veteran that can score because we need that, and somebody who can keep up and help Band on the attack. We have heart, you know, and I got a chance to talk to her after the game, and she's happy to be here. She's happy for the chance, and she wants to prove herself. So let's give her that shot. And no matter what, let's follow the next games. Let's cheer on our pride. And, you know, playoffs are not off yet. I mean, we can still sneak in there. And I keep on saying, look what happened last year. The team that snuck in there won the whole thing. So maybe that could be us this year. Well, thank you for joining me, guys. And vamos pride.